Welcome back, Wolfpack. Dire Wolf here for some irresponsible driving with Dire. We're going to show you all the things you shouldn't do with a car, also known as Rocket League. So, alongside me is my producer and co-host, and today, someone who's going to play around some games with us is Fox Revies,
Absolutely.
whose job is not, tenuous. He's very much valued, appreciated.
Kind of makes it seem like it's not that, but
I am contractually obligated to make sure the audience feels as though you are respected and valued, and that you may not be fired at any moment.
Absolutely.
For any transgression.
I had this problem last time, and I don't remember what I did to fix it, where there was a problem where I couldn't get the sound to come out of Rocket League. Do you want to share me your audio so I can hear it?
And I had, on my last computer, audio problems, but maybe they're fixed on this computer.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's just always hope.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we'll play without sound for a round, and we'll. Why don't you talk about something for a second, Dyer? I'll get this straight out here. That's your job. You talk. You're the big talker.
I'm the big talker. Okay. So, did we talk about the guy with the taser yet?
The Bradley guy or the Wendy's guy? I call him the Wendy's guy.
Wendy's guy. So Wendy's guy. So there was a guy who fell asleep because he was drinking in a Wendy's drive-thru, right?
Yes.
And because he was very drunk, and he was blocking the traffic through the lane. People were driving around him. Someone called the police. The police came there. They were very respectful. But he was respectful too. After they finally got him to go park the car, and he accepted a field sobriety test and a breathalyzer, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And he was found to have been very drunk and over the legal limit, and they were going to arrest him. Now, some people are debating about whether or not it was necessary to arrest a person for that. And that's beside the point, because the rest of the story negates the any kind of blame that could be placed on their decision to arrest him. He then, once they tried arresting him, fought the two cops, hit them, and managed to get one of their tasers, the kind of tasers that shoot the prongs, and ran away with it. And, tried to run away with it.
I fixed the audio issues.
And they pursued, and he twice tried firing the taser at them. And the second time he tried firing it, they shot him.
Have you heard about his rap sheet?
Yeah, he's bad.
So, yeah, Tim Pool falsely reported that he had the exclusive because actually Crowder had it 2 days ago. Crowder's team looked up this guy's rap sheet. I mean, he, beat his kids. He was, kidnapping, stepkids. He was beating his wife. Beating, I think, his baby mama. I mean, he's a vicious dude. He had a vicious rap sheet. I don't know why. We've talked about this before, but the left has this, fetish for criminality. You see that real hard with Islam, where they have this big fetish for Islam, and they don't want anything to do with the peaceful Christians getting peacefully burned alive in cages. And then the same thing with more domestic issues. Is it's always the criminals that they go absolutely insane for, and they don't want to talk about any of the actual decent people. I mean, yeah, certainly nobody should die at a police interaction, but unless they're asking for it, but they'll never talk about people who are wrongfully killed by police and are actually good people. It's only ever the criminals that are actively resisting arrest that they want anything to do with.
Yep. So they're trying to lionize this guy as being another saint of police brutality, and the officer officer, the single guy is being charged with murder. They've actually filed charges against him for murder because this guy assaulted, not kind of assault where if you just resist arrest, it's considered assault of a police officer. This guy actually fought the officers and beat him up a bit and stole a weapon and then tried using it. So there's very much justification for having used lethal force at the time.
Oh no! Did they do it? Oh, wait, is that Urkel? I'm red. What color are you? You don't know what color
I'm also red.
Okay, so we win. Oh no, wait, no, wait.
That was in our goal.
Kidding. That's our goal. I did forget to play this.
Jeez.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, jeez.
Let him die. Alright, remember the play we worked out. Oh, I'm doing the play. I'm setting it up. I'm setting it up. You didn't come to get it. Oh, you're so close. You're so close.
I was having trouble with my buttons.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to play.
Oh my god. This is not how you drive. Even if you are.
Oh, yeah! Nice. Get him tired. Get it. Ooh, set me up. Set me up. Not quite, but I'll see what I can do. Oh, I missed it. Oh. I hit it. Oh, come on.
Ah.
Oh, too tall. Maybe I'm too short. I don't know.
I think all the cars have the same box. Hitbox.
What's that?
I think all the cars have the same hitbox. Like what part? How much of you actually hit the car, the ball?
Yes.
How big you are.
I still think that it like varies the physics to keep it interesting. Yes! Oh, come on, that was a save. That'd be like an epic save. Come on.
Yeah.
Go. There we go. I'm set it up. Set it up. It's set up. It's set. It's set. Get it tired.
Nah.
That was the wrong way.
You're the wrong way. I was going the right direction. I just didn't hit the right spot.
We have a difference in measuring the success of a mission there. Success parameter disagreement.
Yes. I still say making goals.
Well, you did not do that.
I didn't say I was successful. I just said it wasn't saying it's my fault. Just remember, it's always someone else's fault.
Yeah, well, I think too, the last few times is that the first two games aren't so good, and then it realizes that we suck and starts pairing up people that suck more, and then we do better.
It's an amazing system.
Yeah, not bad. Ah!
Well, we kind of all are sucking right now. The level to which they have succeeded is not based on them being good, but us being even worse.
Absolutely. It's the third guy, probably. It's Starship.
Yes, it's Starshot. He's not here, but it's definitely his fault. Star's head up.
I would choose just your average American jogger. I'm assuming in reference to the Wendy's guy. Yeah, he was just out for a peaceful jog. Oh, I might get it! I might get it! Oh, I didn't. He was just out for a peaceful jog in his car, sleeping, drunk. Oh! In the Wendy's parking lot in the middle of the night with a rap sheet. But yeah, other than that, he loved to jog.
Do you think his priors, that's why they chose to arrest him?
So, based off his priors, he would have absolutely gone to prison because he was on parole.
Yeah, that's why he arrested him. That's why. So there's no debate then. They just. Oh my god.
Yeah. So had he been arrested successfully, he would have gone back to jail. Oh, so close.
Right.
This is a warm-up game.
I just got wow. I guess that the angle wrong on the hit. I was perfect setup.
Yeah. Oh, help!
1 minute remaining.
Like I said, warm up. I definitely should have had that last when it was totally open, and I just I choked. Oh.
Does it happen often?
I prefer to think of it as succeeding to the level of your failure, Shadow Wolf.
His failure.
Ah! Well, I boomed somebody.
That's a level of success. There. You achieved something.
There we go. Come on. Come on, Direwolf. Saddest part is I can't go to the moon in the winner's circle.
Blue winner.
Triumvir's got your strategy. It sounds like the Wendy's guys save the taxpayer a lot of money. I don't know about that. I think that lawsuit's going to cost quite a bit there. Triumvir.
Yeah, but eventually he should win because he followed the law and his training. It was the mayor, I believe, was it? Or was it the mayor? Whatever. One of the government leaders.
Chief. Also, well, it depends on what you're going to say.
I believe it was mayor, though, said that sometimes something is legally right but morally wrong. And though that's true, in this case, it was both morally and legally right. And
well, yeah. So if it's morally wrong, then she has to explain like what is it that she would like the police department to do in the event of a criminal. And
apparently, they're supposed to get beat up and have the weapons stolen and then do nothing.
Yeah. Apparently.
Oh, yeah, and they could get tased, which could lead to serious injury or death in some cases, but definitely would leave them open to being killed because they no longer can protect their other weapons, right?
Yeah.
Officer being tased can be a death sentence. That's the problem because they have other weapons that can be used on them. And you lose the ability to defend yourself once you've been tased. That's why they do.
Something like it doesn't like really exist, but like some kind of chemical that's like riot foam, and you just like you hit somebody with a little paintball of it, and then it just like explodes into like a giant cocoon of foam, and they're just totally immobilized. Very sci-fi, but that's what something like that would solve this problem. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna foam ya, and like we'll figure it out later. Everybody gets to go home. It's safe.
Everyone just calm down.
Yeah, like, we'll just
your foam bubble.
Foam ya. So chill out. Oh, I set it up, Dyer. Set it up. Set it up.
Oh, it got unset up.
You know, some people will stream Rocket League because they've got skill. We stream Rocket League because... Oh, I made it goal! Goal! We also stream Rocket League because I have skill.
No, that is not skill.
I was gonna say because we're really good at just flying at the ball as absolutely fast as possible and missing. No technique whatsoever. Oh no! 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 Damn it.
Say it ain't so.
You just gave up my goal, Dyer.
I gave it up?
Yeah.
You have someone try blocking it and miss.
I hit it. Because
the other guy.
You hit it twice, and then somebody wasn't there to back me up.
Yeah.
Friend.
Tell me how your mistakes are my fault. Yes.
You're my commander, Dyer. You have to take responsibility.
I didn't realize I had that much authority and responsibility over you.
I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna set it up. No, I didn't. I didn't set it up.
So you lied.
I absolutely lied. What are you doing? The ball was not in that direction. I feel like you did that on purpose.
You can't prove it.
In a court of law, I think so.
I
There was
might be,
intent, motive, and opportunity.
and we'll be right.
Get it! Get it! Oh, it wasn't you, but I feel like it was. I think you got an assist on that. You were there.
I was present.
Oh yeah, you didn't do anything for that actually. You were like a foot off of it. All right, I'm gonna jump.
I was present at the thing. I got a participation award.
It's called supervisor. Legitimate position. Oh, I set it up. I set it up. It's set up. Get it, Dart.
What the?
Unset it up.
Yes, he did.
Oh no! Oh no! It's set up for them. Yeah. Ooh, I set it up. I set it up. It's set up, Dart. Get it. Oh yeah! Oh, how did I get that? That was awesome. That was all skill. Look at that. All right, I hit it there, and then I assisted myself, and then five other people hit it, and then I got the goal. That was awesome.
But no, the other team hit it.
They were so scared of me, they committed seppuku. Wow. That's got boom. Oh god, get it out of there. God. Oh no. What did I do? Madness. How could I have done this? Wow. Alright, set it up for me, Dyer.
Yeah. I didn't have it roll across the front like I was supposed to.
Oh, I missed it! If I still go in. Oh! Oh, come on! Damn it. Damn it. That was so close. Somehow I jumped over the ball that time instead of jumping under it, which I almost always do short. Can you get it for me? Ooh, I might get it. Oh, he stole it from me! Damn it, the guy on our team stole it from me. I was definitely gonna hit it. I don't know if it would have gone in, but I would have totally hit it. Oh god, get it out of there! Oh, get it, Dyer!
Oh. Hey.
Did you help?
You know.
There you go. That was a setup for him. There you go. Definitely get the assist.
I was involved.
It was more than a supervisory role.
I was discussing with some NCOs about writing bullets. I guess that requires explanation. Writing bits of information on a performance review or a awards package or a medal, right?
Yeah.
And it's a special way you write them. It's to make it shorter.
Oh, I missed it! Oh, it's so close.
Bit of information, right? And they said that for an NCO, you should always use the first word of being like a leadership verb, like the word led. Right? But I'm like, well, what if they didn't lead it, but they were helping or aiding or supporting a very large program that just them being involved isn't something impressive, right? But but they're NCO, they have to lead. Like, well, every NCO has a boss, and that sometimes those bosses are leading the team, and they have to be a good follower, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, because It's an NCO package. They'll give it poor points, like low points if you don't say they let it. But it's like a gigantic, like, service-sized program. There's no way they could have let it as an E5, right? But the fact that what they did was still impressive, right? They don't have to be the leader of that group for it to be a good bullet. They're like, nope, it has to be led, managed, oversaw, spearheaded, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, but that's not
you
what
can be like a leader even if you're not the lead, right?
Yeah. So like, well, then just say that they led part of the team. So they led instead of being thousands of people, they led 2 people. That doesn't sound impressive at all. I think it's more impressive to say you're part of a 1,000-man team that did something really impressive as a group.
Like, get the ball into the goal dyer. That would have been impressive. I'd have wrote that you were a leader if you'd done that, but you did not, so. I can write that you oversaw it not getting a goal.
Yeah, I led the not getting a score part of the game.
Even failure has a leader. Oh, I got it out! Yes. And you got it out of my way, and I was all set up on dribbling it. Oh! No! How'd that go so high? That was cool. Why is people leaving the match already?
Who left?
I don't know. It might have been an AI that got replaced. No, I think somebody actually left. Which is like a real standard name playing on the team now. Ah, frick. Yeah, dude is an AI for sure.
But he's a real dude.
Yeah.
Set up.
I'm too far away. Oh, I set it back though. I set it back. Can you get it?
I wasn't ready for when you set it back.
Yeah. Oh, I set it up. Sort of. It's set up. It's still set up. Oh! It was still set up until like a second ago.
I was waiting.
This is a distance weapon. I need range for it to be effective.
Dude, score.
You know what
Great.
that's from?
No.
That's red versus blue.
No.
I was Tucker yelling at Tex for running away during a battle, and she was like, I wasn't retreating. This is a battle rifle. It needs range to be effective.
Good logic.
Ah! Oh. Come on.
I like how our cars are like cats. They were, pull ups and out.
What's
They
that?
always write themselves. I like how our cars auto write themselves.
Yeah, you could write them quicker because like sometimes they'll just like stay upside down for too long.
Yes, you can. But they're like cats. Always end up with wheels.
Well, I mean they're not like cats. Like they land on the top sometimes. It's just they'll flip back over. I mean, I guess it's
just like cats.
I guess it's like a cat, and you drop it on its head, it'll like eventually get back up.
Just like cats. I never owned a cat.
Clearly you've never owned a cat. They're like, that's how cats work, right?
Why would I own a cat?
I'm a wolf person.
What do you even do with a cat? Just be loath to buy it?
Yeah. It's like it's like how Willow treats all the other dogs.
Yes, exactly. They all have the wonderful pleasure of being hated by her constantly.
Yeah, she's like essentially like picked up like the cat role of the group. She's supposed to be like the pack leader, and she just like wants nothing to do with it.
She refuses to lead the sleigh, by the way, at a protest. Oh yeah, she's not that she can't. She just won't do it. Won't move.
I think she's like unsatisfied with the pack you provided her. To be fair, she made like half of it herself, so it's kind of her fault. Oh, I set it up. I'm setting it up. It's getting set up. Get it there. Get it. You missed it. I saw you miss it. I could have watched it again in the replay, except for they don't do replays when you miss.
That's what they should add to the game. Yeah.
That would be great. Oh! Oh, that's fucking bullshit. He stole that from me.
No,
That's bull. Oh, look at that. That's bull crap. Oh my god, that was my goal.
I'd let him have it.
As disputed as that goal is, it definitely wasn't Dyer's. No!
Oh, we're tied.
Yeah, there's 3 seconds left. Let's not get too excited. Block can happen in like 3 seconds. Alright, I'm gonna go high. Oh, I didn't go high enough. Alright, get that thing out of here. Oh, I got it. Alright, it's set up there. It's set up. Oh, it's not set up. I'd maybe go defend the goal, actually. Oh, God! I said go defend the goal. I think I'm playing with... Oh, no. Okay.
Shit. Oh, shit.
No.
No, I should get an assist for that one.
For theirs?
Yes. You saw I set it up for him.
It's weird because I'm pretty sure Emily is an AI, but it was also chatting. That's weird.
Weird.
I don't get to be the moon thing again. Damn.
Emily could be a real person. You believe hard enough in the power of friendship.
Yay.
I got a palm tree. Awesome.
So I heard some more, speaking of the gays, I heard some more arguments against the Supreme Court decision, and you probably guess who it was, but they, essentially, the end of their argument, they argued against the entire idea of civil rights. Like, they're like, it's not just this, but like the initial package of civil rights.
I think that if your line of argumentation, or even the logical conclusion of that argumentation leads to civil rights is a bad thing and people should be treated equally in society, then I think you're wrong, and you should probably realize that.
Well, you got to remember it's the religious position apparently that it can both be wrong and right to do it. Like it's your right to do it. Yeah, but this person, at the end of it, it was like, well, and more so than the final decision, like the initial idea of civil rights. We've been battling this since it was passed. I was like, who's been battling this? I didn't.
Yeah.
Who's been battling this?
So correct me if I'm wrong, not super religious or anything, but wasn't like Jesus all like everyone, about everyone being treated, fairly and kindly, in on Earth? Not that there was like, let's.
Oh, you didn't read the one about where he didn't bake the bread for the gypsies?
No, he constantly was serving sinners. He was constantly helping sinners. That's his entire.
He even
story.
employed several of them. Mind you, it was pro bono, but.
I mean, he had he spent his time with the lowly people that were discarded by society, and he loathed the people who were of the high class religious elites. So, I mean, he obviously didn't think that people should be, treated badly, right? It's all about, the only exclusionary thing was like where you end up in the afterlife, right? That's the only thing that seemed exclusive in his philosophy. And that's not something like how they should be treated on Earth. I don't know. I'm not a religious scholar, but it seems like inconsistent to me.
Yeah, it's
loving, forgiving God. You say you have, and you're saying that some people should be denied to take part in society because of something about them.
Yeah, it's funny because I've heard from actually a couple of different of these more religious commentators who are arguing against it. They've said there's this argument that I think it's one of the congressmen, like one of the lefty congressmen, like made it that religion is usually just a cover for bigotry, and they were arguing against that. But like towards the end of their argument, they're like, well, it should be the right of a religious business owner that owns a secular business to like exclude them. Like you're getting like in the way of people's like ability to worship by doing that.
Fucking hell!
Yeah, that was.
I missed it twice.
I'm like, you just started off with like trying to explain why religion wasn't a cover for bigotry, and then immediately went into why you should have the right to like exclude people because of how you feel about them. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too esoteric on the definition of bigotry, but that does sound like a little bigotry.
So, I mean, of course religion can be used as a cover for bigotry. I mean, I think Islam has a lot of bigotry just built into religion itself. I think Antifa acts like they are following a religion, and that their beliefs in diversity before all and, white supremacy is very, very dogmatic and very, very much covering up the expectation, the belief that black people and other minority groups are inferior and then need white people to
especially them Jews.
Oh yeah, for some reason they hate Jews. I still don't get that. It just doesn't make any freaking sense to me. But you know what? I mean, if you're gonna be hateful, they're gonna hate any group for any reason. It doesn't really matter. There's not have to be a really good rationale to it. Bad people are just bad people. I don't try to figure it out.
Well, and then again, it's funny too because if you were to exclude someone because they were Catholic or Christian, there would be a lot of problems with that. If you had, just a regular run of the mill, like if Twitter, like what if Twitter was like, we know all about you because we're Twitter, like we check the profiles. Everybody who is Catholic, you're fired. Is that going to be a problem? Oh yeah, it would be a problem because it's under civil rights and it's the only thing. But now there's this like other category. They're like, well, it was never included in the original one.
Everyone has a good point, actually. So we were discussing this about how you should be able to fire someone for a behavior, and also how they choose to dress if it is not appropriate to the business rules, whatever business you are running. Like in the military, they can tell us and force us to wear a uniform because it's part of the job.
Yes.
And we also have standards of behavior: how you are to speak to people, how you are to act on people, how you're, so you can fuck whoever the hell you want off duty or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But you can't. You could be fired. I'm going back to the civilian world. You don't get fired for it necessarily. for doing a behavior at work that is not consistent with what is permitted in the work area. So I guess someone acting super flamboyantly gay, and this is like for some reason what they're doing at the moment is against the business rules. Yeah, that's a behavior. You can fire someone.
Well, it'd be similar like if you were trying to like evangelize at work, and you're like, dude, this is like a gas station. Chill.
This is library.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, you can fire someone for a behavior, but what you're doing is you're not firing them for what sexual preference like that.
Yeah. So the thin veneer of argument that I've seen from a lot of the conservatives that are upset about it is that it was done through improper channels. The judiciary shouldn't have done it, all this stuff. And they'll start off with that. It's like, okay, like I'll listen to that. Like I don't think it was outside of what the judiciary has the power to do, but let's hear some more. But then it almost every time it's turned into this idea that it should absolutely be the constitutional right of religious business owners to just fire gays, and it's like, well, I don't know if like, I mean, again, like the law is like whatever the law is, but like I don't think that, like, what kind of morality are you arguing from? Like I don't understand.
Yeah. Now, what's like trans behaviors that trans might take, or like restrictions they have on their ability to do the job that might get them fired or not hired in the first place? Like I can't think of anything, but hypothetically, if there was something that a trans person, I can't think of it. Okay. If you're working in a women's dressing area and you are saying you're a woman, but you're actually a guy, and women are not comfortable with that. How about that? That's an example, right? Something where there'd be a reasonable restriction on that person having that job.
Yeah.
Because you might call yourself a woman, but you're not.
Well, no, actually, because we had that at my college. It's a very common lawsuit at colleges is RAs, resident advisors, that are like the dorm, like older students in the dorms, to kind of like help out the younger ones, would obviously be in gendered areas. Your dorms are usually segregated. My school had it segregated by floor, not necessarily the whole building, but the RAs on that floor were of the gender that dorm was. And there was a LGBT and transgender dorm that was available. The RA was a dude who wanted to be a girl, and he refused to be an RA in the trans dorm. He wanted to be an RA in the girls' dorm, and the school was like, I don't think it's a rather conservative school. Some of you guys know which one it is. And it's getting less and less conservative every year, but certainly at the time I was there, it's a little more conservative. A lot of the school is just like, no, like we got guys like, parents sending their daughters here, and like, they're paying $100,000, and I don't think that they really want their daughters, having the RA with the male in the shower with them. I think some of them wouldn't like that.
I'm not saying how things are, but how I think that would be reasonable for it to be.
But right? Either way, that was a lawsuit, so that's what I'm saying. Like that's actually a thing where like, yeah, it might make sense, but like that was a thing that would be a lawsuit. And I think that this decision might have changed that. So there is the biggest problem with this is the conflation of orientation and identity. That this decision included both is absolutely a massive problem, and that's why I think the right is pushing against it so hard. And I don't like that they mixed those up either, but I don't know.
So I don't like any kind of law or precedent that verifies that your gender identity is a protected class, and that it's a legitimate thing that you can force someone to say, call you and say you are. I think anything that's moving towards that is ridiculous and is wrong. But it doesn't change that there's already protections that you can fire someone because of bad behavior, and if their way of expressing their gender identity is in opposition to what is necessary for the business, then you can fire them, right? is the behavioral thing. It's not actually what they're calling themselves that's the problem. So you can still fire them.
Well, I think so one of the problems with the getting into the behavior issue, like the problem with conflating orientation and then like your identity expression or whatever the fuck it is, like those are totally different things. Like one of them's private and is nearly invisible in the workplace. The other one's like extremely in your face and is like very obvious. And so what I think a solution could be, and I don't know if you're allowed to do this now because of the change, this might be a legal test, would be at hiring, set a contractual boundary for what the dress code is.
Yes.
Even if you're fluid or you change or whatever, you're still under the dress code obligation regardless of what it is, regardless of your gender, regardless of your orientation. This is a dress code that you agreed to, and it is legal to set a dress code. And if you go outside of that boundary, then there's gonna be problems, and it won't have anything to do with your orientation or your identity.
It was your behavior.
Yeah.
Because you're changing, not following the policy of the job. That's the best way to deal with this.
Yeah. So like if there was something that was like a funeral home, it'd be like, okay, like this is our dress code. This is the limit of dress that you have available.
Wasn't there actually an example of a trans person
that was one of the cases that like made this decision. So there was a funeral home that had a dude. He almost put me in the ball. Jeez. Had a dude working as a funeral home director. He at some point decided that he was a woman and dressed as a woman and was not very passing. Did not pass very well. And the funeral home director said, this is distracting to the grieving families. Like, we don't like this. Like, we prefer if you, dressed as the male version here. And then that's what started the lawsuit. And what they could have solved is just on the hiring is just, okay, like, it doesn't matter what you identify as. Like, you have agreed to dress within this limit. And if you don't want to dress within that limit, then don't sign the contract. But again, it wouldn't have anything to do with your orientation or your identity.
So, Trump says it's now illegal to fire someone for their political opinion because it's their identity.
Well, yeah. Exactly. It's like, I mean, if we're gonna go through like the 800 Tumblr genders are now protected, like, can conservative be my gender identity?
Yes, it is. Conservative is my gender identity. You have to respect it and call me by those pronouns. Or whatever hell those might be.
My pronouns are don't step on a snake.
On snake.
Ah, I missed.
Yeah.
Did you see the new one? That's the fuck around and find out. It's an alligator. Do you see that? Yeah, it's an alligator. It says fuck around and find out. And a bunch of people were hashtagging that with the Antifa dude that got. Actually, I don't think he died, but he got a couple center mass. That's for sure. After he was fucking around and found out with a legal gun owner. Apparently, that guy that shot him was a former city councilman for that city. Yeah. So I'm sure everybody has seen the video of the. Is that a statue? One of the statues they were pulling down. I forget what city. Hey, I scored! Woo! But there were some people there defending the statue, and Antifa was doing their thing, and they ended up. Now, there's some debate that this guy was pushing somebody before this happened.
No, I did not. No, she was definitely pushing him.
But the ending of it was that Antifa was chasing him down the street. They had a skateboard in hand. There was lots of them chasing him. One of them had a couple of knives in his hand. He had a knife in each hand, I believe. Oh, your screen just went out. Did you die?
Yeah.
What happened? Did it crash?
The game crashed, but my computer's fine.
Yeah, I can still see your computer. Alright, well, I can't keep it up for a whole stream, so I guess you have to open that now. Anyway, so Your car's still just sitting there. It's just dead. It's just not moving. Somebody help it.
Help!
Oh, you got replaced by Dude. Good.
What? No dude can replace me.
He literally just did.
No. So, anyways,
yeah. Why don't you explain the story?
Okay. So, because I'm not playing, yeah. So, he was there with a group of people who were armed conservatives trying to protect the statue. And in an earlier clip, they keep saying this is the best example showing that he actually was there attacking people, and that that's why that was the context for.
Minimize the chat, buddy, on your screen.
Trying.
Continue.
Okay. So, the clip they're talking about shows a female pushing him like with her back. It's pushing him away from the statue and pushing herself into him multiple times, trying to push him out of the crowd. Right?
Yeah.
And he responds after being pushed, and she's hitting him with her body. Right? Multiple times. He just throws her off to one side, and she falls to the ground and cries like a little bitch because I got hit because I was hitting someone. You were assaulting the guy, and what he did was far less than what you did. And then they're using that as a justification for why he was the aggressor in all this. No, he and the people with him were being attacked, and the attack culminated in them trying to literally murder him.
Yeah, so explain what happened at the end of the video.
So, they're hitting him with the skateboards and other objects. They knock him down. Only when he's tried retreating and they've chased him. Will someone say murder him?
Yeah, so they were chasing him, and I believe it was actually the guy that got shot. It's hard to tell which one was yelling it, but there was 3 of them chasing him. One had a skateboard, and the guy that got shot was both using the skateboard and had knives in his hand. And then I think it was the guy that got shot. It could be wrong. Somebody yelled, "Murder him." Now, Tim is tried to say today that the guy actually said he's going to murder him. Like, the Antifa guy was trying to warn his friend in the third person that the guy that was getting chased was going to murder them. I was like, I don't know, Tim. You're missing your third person doesn't line up with that sentence, and also it's missing the entire first half of that sentence. I think you're stretching there, buddy. So, but yeah, you can clearly hear in the video he yells "murder him." Now, whether or not there was an implied 7 other words in that we didn't hear, and this guy regularly addresses his friends in the third person, possibly. I don't know, Tim. You're
That's
stretching
bullshit.
there.
I'm
You're
sorry. That doesn't make sense at all.
Yes.
They were saying murder him as in murder the guy that was the conservative, and they were already assaulting him. He tried to retreat. He didn't pull on the gun until they came at him with a knife and said murder him. Now I want to point out that you can. What?
Invite me to the game.
Okay. When you can use deadly force as a civilian when you have
credible threat.
Fear. Yeah, you have a credible threat, or someone is presenting a deadly threat to you. Right?
Well, isn't there a thing we talked about before where it's like if somebody tells you they're going to do something, you don't have to wait for them to do it. You can immediately pull out and defend yourself.
Right. So you can, if someone is actively attacking you with a deadly weapon, then you don't need to say anything. You can, and they don't have to say anything. You can shoot them because they are actively using deadly force against you. Now, if someone has a weapon or is in a position to do use deadly force against you, and then says they're going to, that is also enough cause to use deadly force to defend yourself. So they had a weapon in their hands, multiple people with multiple weapons, and they said, murder him. That is enough reason for him to have shot them. He's completely legally and morally in the right. They attacked him. He didn't pull his gun out miraculously after having already been hit multiple times until he'd already retreated and he fell down and they had weapons out.
Dude, I mean, that was like the most instantaneous case of like instant regret. That like the time between the guy yelled murder him and he's got 3 bullets in his chest was like 2 or 3 seconds. Like it was so quick, the time between murder him and then that guy's on the ground like, I fucked up.
Yeah, so less rioters will attack people if more rioters, when they attack people, are shot.
Yes, absolutely. So we need, and we love self-defense use of firearms, right? No, we don't, and we've talked to you about the difference between people who have to kill versus people who get to kill. We don't,
right.
We aren't fans of that. But certainly the people who have to, and they are able to legally defend their life, we love that. I think that there needs to be absolutely, up and to the extent that there is criminals creating victims, there needs to be that many defensive uses of a firearm. So more of them. I don't want more crime, but up into the level of the crime, I want to see more defensive use of firearms.
I think,
and in these, as you're saying, in these riots, Antifa creating very real and present danger for people. If a few more of them met a lawful defensive use of a firearm, there would be less crime. There would be less crime.
I think that every single building we saw burned, every single person who was getting curb stomped or beat with batons, each one of those times would have been better if the person who owned the property was there to defend the property with a gun, while the person being attacked was able to shoot the person attacking them. Each one of those scenarios would have been better if the victim had a gun.
Yeah,
that's my point.
An armed society is a polite society, and I believe that this happened in like one of the smaller towns. So, like, the last 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now. Antifa's been doing their thing in the cities, the liberal cities, and they're not very well armed there. They're all lefty liberals, although they're getting armed. But now they're starting to try that shit in rural communities. And they're meeting a different kind of person. And had the left in the cities met them the way that this guy did, where he's like, okay, I'm not gonna, just hope that you didn't mean kill him while you're beating my head in with a skateboard. And he's like, okay, well, I believe you, and then treated him as such. If they had done that more in the cities 3 weeks ago, this would be over. And we're talking about hundreds, possibly thousands, probably tens of thousands of rioters and looters beating people, some people to death. I mean, how many deaths were there in the riots?
Over 17.
It was over 17 like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
How many businesses burned to the ground, property destroyed? If there was 100 businesses the first week in Minneapolis burned to the ground, if there had been an accompanying 100 rioters killed in self-defense action, this would have stopped. This would have stopped immediately. They would not have tried that shit in any other city.
The thing is, each time, so if someone isn't stopped in an assault, one of these rioters attacks someone, they will go on and attack other people. So not only are you defending your life and stopping yourself from being beat to shit, you also are likely stopping multiple other people being attacked by that same person, or that same person encouraging other people to acts of violence because theirs was not met with self-defense.
Yes, so like right now, the probability that someone is going
How'd you all miss the ball?
Yeah, I touched it. I got first touch, so I didn't hit it somehow, but I touched it. I just lightly fondled it. Like right now, the likelihood that as a member of Antifa, the likelihood that the guy you're bashing his head in with a skateboard right now, the likelihood that he's going to turn around and kill you, is about 1 in 100,000 right now. That needs to get balanced. Like you said, every time that doesn't happen, it increases the odds of success for the next guy. He looks at it and says, well, like, I can do this, and I know there's not going to be any recourse. If that math changes, and it's, not 1 in 1,000, it's 1 in 100, or 1 in 10, or 1 in 1. And there's nearly there's a flip a coin that if I go up to this guy and try and beat his head in with a skateboard, I'm going to be dead in the street like a dog. Maybe they don't do that quite so often. and I think that's better for the whole country as a whole, is if it's a little riskier for Antifa to be doing these things in the streets. If it's a little riskier that the way you're supporting BLM is to drag people out of their car and burn their businesses down, if that is a little bit riskier of a proposition, much better country. Much better country to live in.
Yeah. Yes, except for everyone else.
Yes. Yeah, you want some law and order. That's how you get some law and order. Is it becomes a dangerous gambit to be doing those things. How did you do that? I want to see the replay on this. I think I touched it, and then you just got in front of me. Oh, you stole that from me. That's my childhood.
Nice corner shot, though.
That's pretty good. I definitely would have had the exact same shot. You just got to it like a fraction of an instant before me.
No, you would have had a center shot.
Oh! I did it! I did it. Nice.
We're tied. Like that.
Perfect. Yes!
I'll be too soon on this, but Dream Team?
Absolutely. Yes, we've, as Shadow Wolf pointed out earlier, we finally failed to our ability. Thank you, algorithm.
Yes, keep giving us people who are worth this. That's the only way we can succeed.
So, I saw that video. I know it's in bad taste, right? That it's like, oh, it's a very good thing that this guy defended his life. Not a good thing that somebody died or that somebody got killed or murdered or whatever. It's a good, absolutely amazing.
It's a good
thing.
consequence for their actions.
Yeah, it's a good thing that somebody was able to use their Second Amendment right to save their life against a credible threat of being murdered. I love that. I love that. We like I said, we do the defensive use of a firearm every week because we love that. We love hearing stories about would-be rape victims killing their rapist, their would-be rapist. We love hearing that. I love hearing would-be murder victims killing their murderers. That's fantastic. That is absolutely, that is good. That is a good thing. Again, it needs to be more of a dangerous proposition for people to try and harm other people. There needs to be that threat that if I go and do this to this guy, there's a pretty good chance he's going to pull out a gun and kill me. And right now, the probability of that's relatively low, especially for Antifa type action. That math needs to get changed.
And think about the alternative. Think about the people who are saying this guy was wrong. What are they actually saying they want to have happened?
Well, they wanted him to get his head bashed in. They wanted him
to death.
They wanted him to peacefully get his head bashed in with a skateboard.
That's what they want. So who's more humane? The person who's saying the victim should be able to live, or the person saying the perpetrator who's trying to kill someone, or at least maim them, they should have a consequence for their actions.
Well, I know that the left says the right just like never compromise and all that stuff. There's no room for middle ground on what do they say for the gun control, like common sense gun reform. All right, so and then we get stuff from Biden that's like shoot him in the legs. So here was my idea. I don't believe that the right is unwilling to compromise. I'm fully willing to compromise. We're gonna find some common sense solutions. So
just not compromise on people's lives.
Well, no, but my thought for compromise was in this situation to make the left happy. What the guy should have done was after he shot him 3 times center mass, that keeps the patriots and gun owners happy. That's how you're supposed to use a gun. He should have also, after he shot 3 in the center mass, gone up to the guy and shot him in the legs a couple of times, and then that would have got the Biden voters. They would have all been happy too. I think that would have been a good compromise, is that if you're defending yourself against a Marxist, couple center mass, couple in the legs, make sure everyone's happy, and then you won't get in trouble for it.
Right. And then just say you identify as black and trans, and you're fine.
Absolutely. You know what's funny? Do you know, because they're so focused on demographics, do you know who kills black trans people? How did we not win that?
Black people.
Yes.
There was a final, what do you call it? What was it? I think we were tied, and then that was the tiebreaker.
Did you drop the ball dyer? Is this your fault? I don't think that we've won one yet. We are winning because we've got viewers like you that listen to us.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, it's rating. I don't think I've never played this field when it's rating. Look at that.
Yeah.
That weather.
I guess it must have been one of the updates.
Oof. No, I think it's like, no, like there's always a chance. I just don't think it ever happened. It was very, like, nice, though. Ooh, set me up. Oh! He almost set me up. I was going too fast, and I knew I should have, like, slowed down, but I could not pull my finger off the accelerator. I gotta go fast. I don't know how to go slow.
Trickle things.
I think that's on Amazon now. I need to watch that.
We have one win, apparently.
We did?
Yeah. Apparently, I held it. So, next game stream, we want to do Starmate, right?
Yeah, so you and I have both been working on our capital ships quite diligently. Nearly, though they'll never be finished, right?
Right.
But they will be nearly 99.9% finished. And we'll be doing tours of those next week, so that should be some fun. And then maybe we have to do the tours. We'll take them out and wreck some people.
Well, what I'd like to do is, so I'd like more of our audience to get StarMade and join the coalition to fight us. Because right now, the individuals that are building up to fight us are not nearly on our level.
Yeah. Well, we could probably just make them ships if they want.
We can do that.
We could also just, you and I could, like, we could make secondary fleets and fight against each other.
We could, but I'd rather make it so we're fighting against people that haven't experienced our fleets before and know everything about them.
What if?
So what if?
Because we've got so many blocks now. What if we put out a set number of blocks for each of us, and then we have to fight each other making stuff only with those blocks. It doesn't matter what we make, but we can only use those blocks. We'd have to decide on numbers for those.
Too restrictive. I think we just...
You think that's too restrictive? Why would that be too restrictive?
Hey, how about we just build them a station so they can make their own ships there, and then they mine their resources.
Well, we can do both. We can do both. You just worried.
No, I would rather fight big old fleets. I don't want a restriction like that.
Well, no, I mean, it could be a lot of blocks. We've got a lot of blocks. I mean, it could be, in the millions of blocks per, but it would just put us on, like, equal ground. It's like, you got to be a little creative. There's a little bit of a limited amount to it. And I mean, you and I are really...
Like, players building up their own ships and having their own designs going up against the two of us.
Well, yeah, we can do that too, but it'd be fun because you and I have both played the most, and we've got, we know how this stuff works, and we have enough blocks to do it.
I mean, if you would do an additional challenge, it's still fun.
It would just be like, okay, you know how to do it. We know we've been mining an absurd amount of stuff, and then it wouldn't just become like, well, we win because we've got more stuff and we've been playing longer. It would be one of us is victorious because one of us is a superior strategician, and the other one's Darwin.
To quote Trump.
Yes. Or, I think strategery was Bush.
But yes, strategery was Bush.
There was a game on the like the first few iterations of the iPod Touch, and which I don't even think they make the iPod Touch anymore. I think you can only get it in the iPhone. And it was called Strategery. Like, it's actually a really popular game too. It's like, oh, where'd that come from? Oh yeah, Bush said that.
He invented a word. He did that a lot, actually. Where you guys should get StarMade and join the coalition to try to destroy the two of us. So.
Yes.
And I think that once we have more people, we can discern what some time frame will be. But
we could also just declare war on the rest of the server? Because I think we could handle it.
I think so too.
What we should do, what we should do is go scout out and try and find everybody, and then do a just obliteration campaign against them. Like, just destroy everything in the server, and then we'll put on the public post, like, here's our coordinates. Come for us.
Yeah. So what we can do is we can get every single station of a player, actual real player, and all their assets, and then we can send fleets, individual fleets, to every single one of them, and not actually have to be there initially.
Yeah, just
send attack fleets to each of them, and then probably flight each of them just to make sure that everything loads in and dies. But
Well, no, I mean it would be loaded in if they're there.
Right. But it might not.
Yeah,
so as soon as they log on, they'll then get attacked immediately.
I think in the fleet menu, if they're fighting, like, I think in the fleet menu you can see what their, like, status is. So, like, if they're getting damaged or something, you can see that. So we would at least know if a couple of them got damaged and then they stopped getting damaged, we'd at least know, like, the battle's over. Or if they all disappear, we'd know that we lost.
Yep. Unlikely.
Yeah.
But I want to find some capital ships and make sure we blow them. I saw someone talking in the public chat about how they were building their capital ship. Like, I'm going to destroy that later.
Like, oh, tell me more. Did you see what his name was? Because that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to do a home system, is because it gives away your coordinates. We could look him up and then figure out where his coordinates are if he set up a home system.
I did not look at the time, so
that can be that'd be a quick way to, like, scout out stuff too. Is, like, go look at people's home system, because it's only the stuff's only invulnerable. So in StarMade, if you have a home system and, like, you set up, like, your station as, like, the home base, if you're docked to it, you're what is it? What's the word?
Invulnerable. Can't be attacked.
Yes. Invincible. There we go.
Invincible.
You cannot be vinced. But the stuff in the area would not be invincible. Anything that's not attached to it wouldn't be. So.
Right, a capital ship is kind of hard to dock to a station.
Yeah, so if we knew where their home system was because they gave away their coordinates, then we could go scout out that area. Anything that's not nailed down is gone, and then we just say, like, hey.
Trevor asked a question. He wanted to know, how do you join the coalition? So I'm going to give you the first, download StarMade, and then I'm going to give you the server information in 1 second. Probably a couple seconds, actually, but in a certain number of seconds, I will get the information for you.
Why are you offline?
What?
Did you go offline? No, you're still there. It said that you were offline, but I can see your screen and I can see that you're not offline. You lied to me. You lied to me, Rocket League. How dare you?
So I'm going to get that information real quick. I don't know what it's going to do if I open 2 games at once on Steam. Probably nothing good.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great idea. Didn't you, like, text the ID to somebody?
Time ago.
How often did you talk to Star Chat?
I mean, are you jealous?
Yeah.
Okay.
That he gets to talk to you. Oh. Oh, wait. Yeah.
It's really embarrassing if you win and I'm not good.
What's that? Yeah, can you, like, at least
really
giggle it so it
embarrassing
doesn't turn into a AI? If you sit idle too long, it'll AI you. You're literally not helping.
Yes, I moved though. Kind of doing snake motions. Back and forth.
So, oh, I hear it. I hear it on your side. Come jiggle your mouse.
Good.
So back to the original point where we were talking about the guy that was that murked a would-be Antifa murderer. Although I heard that the Antifa guy did not die yet. Though he took 3 setter bass. I mean, that's gonna be a rough rest of his life.
He'll remember it though.
Absolutely. Yeah, he will not forget that you don't. Well, I guess fuck around and find out. So yeah, guys, that was all about this new meme. That's like the upgrade to no step on snake or don't tread on me is fuck around and find out. It's an alligator. And it's just like the idea is like you fuck around with an alligator and you kind of find out why you're not supposed to fuck around with alligators.
Fuck. 1 second. Yeah.
You could have like done this any other time.
I already got the information for him.
I hope you feel important, Triumvirate.
And anyone else who wanted it.
I literally know how long this is taking you because there's actually a countdown timer. Da! Da! Come on, Dyer. My own personal inadequacies are much more highlighted when it's only me and not you. Like, when you're playing, it's like, oh man, Fox is a pretty average player. Then when you're not playing, it's like, man, Fox is really just not that good.
Terrible player. You can't do 2 versus 3 at all.
Oh, it's so close! No! Oh, I did get it. Come on. Oh, God! Oh! 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 Did you see that?
Nice.
Watch that replay. Watch that replay. Oh! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh!
Thomas says, I feel special. I ruined Fox's ball foiling by distracting Dyer.
Absolutely. Although I just got it in nice and deep like there. Right in the goal. Where the ball belongs.
So, that server.
What's up?
So I'm trying to join that server and make a fleet to fight us.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's no current faction for people fighting us, but you guys should start out.
Good tip, Triumvirate. Do not spend your money at the shop unless you have enough stuff to sell back to the shop to get your money back. Once you spend the money and you leave it at a shop, it's gone. And the only other way to get blocks is by mining and using factories. And you can do that, it's fine, but there's a lot of different kinds of blocks that you might only need a couple of, and it's really not worth the hassle of setting up factories for. So what I would do, the recommended way to use the economy is, because the money does not respawn, is when you go to a shop, you'll get the blocks that you're interested in. There's special types of blocks. And then sell back whatever you mined to get the money back. Otherwise, you'll be unable to actually buy anything at the store. So if you were to, for instance, you start off with 100,000 credits. If you were to, for instance, go up to the shop right after spawn and spend 100,000 credits and then just leave them there, and then they're gone. Yeah, then they'll be gone. The shop won't have them. Somebody will probably go get them. Then the next time you want to go to the shop, you won't be able to. Even if you've got stuff to sell to the shop, if the shop doesn't have money to buy it, then you're stuck. You're locked out of the economy. So be careful with the money.
Yes. You can get another 100,000 if you join the Discord.
Yeah. If you leave the store and you don't have 100,000 credits, you screwed up.
Yes. You can also make another character and get money off that character.
That is possible.
And it doesn't cost anything to do that.
Oh god. probably only one more round after this. I actually have to go to work tomorrow. Fox is out of quarantine, sort of. I'm only going into work because the VPN has been down for like kind of a ridiculous amount of time, and I need to go knock some heads to get the VPN back up, and then I'll probably start working from home again. But
So this is the last match?
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's been fun, guys. We'll see you guys.
Well, no, we can do one more, I said.
Oh, one more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
I do want to, hopefully you guys will join Starmate and try to kill us. I was hoping,
we are... Well, we invite you... Well, we won't tell you where we are. We invite you to come find us. But
I would like to, give you at least maybe a month or two to get, really into the game with, lots of ships, really have your manufacturing going well before we fight you. So it's not going to be rush and fight us right away.
There's no way to get your... I won't be Shadow Wolf. Dyer might be. Maybe
will you guys be in VC? Sure. I could do that. No problem.
I don't think anyone's ever going to have manufacturing quite like what we do.
They can, though, if they want to.
Well, I don't think so.
It's up to them.
Well, but I just don't think it's possible.
For them to have manufacturing?
Yeah. What did Zuckerberg say? Like the people in the stream lack the creative ability. I forget what it was, but it was something where it was just highly elitist. That's how I feel. But it's just so perfect. It could not possibly be matched.
Yeah, I'm sure people can make factories. There's just lots of videos on how to do it. And it will make it.
Well, no, I never. Not just factories. I'm talking about a factory like ours.
Oh, like ours? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Compared to ours, no factory will ever be able.
Our factory only makes sense because we have a rare ability to mine more than most people can.
Yeah, so most people you'll be mining, and you'll find it hard. You won't be able to figure out how we did it. Maybe you will. If you figure out how we did it, you'll be able to build it. But when you mine, there's asteroids. You got to mine the asteroids to get the stuff, so you can make other stuff. And most people will have a mining fleet, and it might take you a day or two to mine out a whole asteroid. And so most people mine part of it, and then they'll go off to a different type of asteroid and mine part of it. We have a device that is able to not just do a part of an asteroid every day, but do multiple asteroids in a minute or two. And so we'll just kind of clean up a whole solar system with it, and we have this ridiculous amount of ore that goes into a ridiculously sized factory that eats it way faster than we can fill it.
It makes blocks faster than we can build.
Almost. There's some of the stuff I'll hit up. When I was putting the million thrusters on Nova, we definitely ran out of thrusters. I also need to finish doing the shield capacitors because we ran out of shield capacitors, but those are now available. That's the AI. The AI should not be able to score like that. That's kind of bold. And our AI missed it. Our AI was defending, and it lost to the other AI. That's not fair. There's no planet where that's fair. What do we want to talk about tomorrow? You talk about Google. We just talked about the Antifa shooting and the gay stuff a little bit already. We can certainly rehash those more thought out. We could also go through the Google thing. We're gonna do both, all of them.
Yeah, let's do all of those.
It'd be like a Saturday recap, but on Thursday. Also, Saturday recap will be on Sunday because of Father's Day, and then the week after, which time is it now? We'll also. I don't know what's going to happen the week after, so I'm going to see my boyfriend, so I don't know. I think we might skip or dialogue through at least somebody else 2 weeks from now. I'll see if Krieg's available.
I think we'll do it regardless. This won't be the same.
Yeah. I did it by myself once. It's doable.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'll try to get a guest on, a guest on, rather. Because me talking to myself, though completely normal, is not as entertaining.
I did it for a good like hour and a half. It was arguably my best show. I didn't have anyone hold me back.
All Fox makes it better.
Yeah. We need more Fox, less Wolf.
No, Wolf best. Fox bad.
Hey. Oh, also Dyer and I are taking a trip to the Netherlands. There's a like, I don't know, it was like 40-foot statue of a fox that they just like erected in like, I think like the middle of Rotterdam. And
it's not just Fox, it's Fox being cute stealing something.
Yeah, he stole like groceries or something, I don't know. But it's like humongous. I tweeted it out last night, so if you dig through my my timeline of like the 80 other Fox pictures I probably retweeted today, you'll see it. But Dyer and I are, Dyer's gonna go AWOL, and we're going to. I'm just kidding. These guys are listening.
You're listening, boss.
We're gonna go defend that statue. I don't know if it's under attack or not, but we're gonna make sure that no one even thinks it's available to be attacked. I mean, first they came for Columbus, then they came for Jefferson, now they're coming for Aunt Jemima. But I swear to God, they go after that Fox statue, that's it. That is it.
I mean, if they destroy all other aspects of the last thing that must survive is the cute Fox.
How? Okay. I just hit the ball in the center. It gave me a notification that I got bonus points for hitting it in the center, and the ball shot off to the right. One of those things had to be a lie.
Scared. I don't understand. The physics of this game has become magic.
Yeah. That's that keeps it interesting.
Says the guy who part of this indestructible gorilla.
Yes, the Fox statue must be preserved for future generations.
When aliens come to a planet to try to observe what is left of humanity, it must be at least that statue. Tell our story.
Foxes are the most perfect caniform species.
Let's not go overboard. There's one better. I mean, heck, cats are great at Fox.
Cats aren't caniform though, they're feliforms.
I know.
No! You set it up for me and I wasn't ready. I don't think we're going to win this. Can we get 2 goals in 6 seconds?
Yes, I'll have to have it in 6 minutes. You've said this before.
I don't think that we won. I know somebody said that we thought we won, but I don't. Because I didn't get a chance to try to do the moonshot. I would have remembered that.
In their hearts.
Yes, it was morally right.
we morally won.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Yeah, let's exit to main menu before you get sucked into the game here. Thank you very much for joining us. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with a possibly medley of topics. I don't know. We'll see. And then, like I said, we'll be doing the Saturday news recap on Sunday. And then the week after, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Stay safe, you guys. If you are... Don't go looking for trouble. But if trouble happens to find you, defend yourself.
Yes, always. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Werewolf out.